Hello, everybody. So, I am here today to talk about they, them pronouns. Now, I am most likely going to say something people don't like to hear. Because guess what? I'm taking both sides. Woo! So, here's kind of why I take both sides is because I do identify as non-binary and I like the they them pronouns more than binary pronouns. But if you gotta call me by something, just say he, him, whatever. Otherwise, they, them. I like that, whatever. Um, but I'm also a skeptic of non-binary identities as a whole, and I'm very much about freedom of expression, freedom of speech, and I think it is horrifically wrong to demand someone call you by whatever pronouns. Uh, so yeah, let's get on with this. So the first part that I want to say is going to take side with the side that says, you should call us by gender neutral pronouns. Now, I'm going to be real. When you get into the weird ones that they're creating nowadays, I don't like them. I don't. But if you're willing to have a logical, discussion about, why I should call you this, or, like Caesar or something like that, and you can give me a reasonable explanation that makes sense, I will at least try to give it a shot. But if I'm questioning why I should have to call you Caesar, and you're gonna just start yelling bigot, 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 then this video would be more interesting if I had editing, didn't it? Wouldn't it? But no one's going to listen to you. Okay? People don't listen to people when you start, right out the gate bashing them down for questioning you. Like, gosh. So many examples I could give, so little time. Anyhow. So I guess the biggest example with the, they, them pronouns is that for one, it causes a lot less drama. You just save yourself a lot of trouble, and it's pretty good to kind of have practice of they, them pronouns, because let's be real, some people, you're just like, is that a guy? Is that a chick? I don't know, but I don't want to be rude, and, I don't know, maybe you don't know what asking people's pronouns are because, you've never had to be stiffy stucky. Ugh. You know, just all this PC mumbo jumbo. Oh my goodness. But anyhow, so a lot of things I hear with the they them pronouns is that it is plural. Now, I will happily debunk you with that because it can be used in a singular way. We use it all the time. We use it when we don't know the gender of somebody. And, yeah, pretty much, that's just, we use it when we don't know someone's gender or whatever, like, or maybe, we don't really want to specify if someone's a girl or a boy or something like that. We're just like, oh, they went to the store, or that's their backpack, or, uh, I have to think of the example for them now. Great. Let's go over there with them. You know, it's not easy, but it's not difficult either. It takes effort to be gender neutral, and being a skeptic of it, and freedom of speech, yada yada. It's like, okay, it is respectful to at least try, but hey, if you have reasons to not, that's chill too. Anyhow, you know, so yeah, I mean, in a sense, it's to be like, hey, no specified gender here. And that's exactly what someone like me would want. I don't want you to specify my gender. I don't. Well, I was about to go on, but I'm like, that's this really it? you, I don't want my gender, specified or whatever. However, I'm okay with male because, hey, look, short haircut, testosterone, voice is deeper, eventually gonna get the titties cut off, and so, yeah, it is. I just don't want to be specified as any specific gender. And I think a lot of other, agender people or other non-binary people, I can only speak of agender, and of course I don't represent everybody. Uh, in fact, I'm pretty sure like 90% of the non-binary world wants to kill me. Just because conservative, Christian, big supporter of freedom of speech. What can I say? I'm an abomination. So, yeah, So take my words with a grain of salt, please. But also hear me out, please. Because I'm not trying to argue anything. I'm just trying to give both sides of the argument. So, yeah, I think that pretty much clears up. They, them is a way to not specify gender, and that's exactly what someone like me would want, is to just not have gender specified. Now, on to what will offend everybody the most. Actually, talking about free speech. So, as a person who is a very, strong believer that we should be able to say what we want, express how we want, which, freedom of expression, that's what allows me to be this weird mess that I am. So, I do not think it should ever be legal to force someone to call you by a specific pronoun. And if it is honestly, I'm going to come at this from some people say, if they're not respecting my pronouns, they're being toxic, they're destroying my mental health, and I get that. I get that in a sense. But if it is truly toxic, you need to walk away from it. That is the real world. That's something you need to learn. And that will be a good thing for you to learn, is to walk away from a toxic environment and toxic people. Toxic and intoxicated. Yes, that works. No. If you got intoxicated friends, help them home unless they're being assholes. Then I don't know. uh, I'm a distractible mess, ain't I? Oh well. So basically, we need to, if it's truly toxic, we need to be able to walk away. And honestly, I personally don't think it's that toxic. If someone just keeps calling you she or he or whatever pronouns you don't like, then you're gonna have to deal with it because, right or wrong, that's just how people are. And the only thing we can do is show them that we're not some mentally messed up people, although we probably are, to be honest. Uh, so, yeah. Now, I'm gonna be really like, of course, you can't walk away from your parents or something like that, or if they're misgendering you or whatever, you can't do that. But if it gets so toxic to a certain point, then yeah, maybe you need to talk to somebody. But your mom just coming in your room or your dad coming in your room being like, "Oh, you're such a sweet daughter. You're such a handsome boy," whatever. That's not toxic. That's their perspective. That's how they've always seen you. And one, it's going to take time, and trying to shove it down their throat ain't going to do you much good. It doesn't help anybody. It really does not help anybody. Now, I'm going to be real. If you're trying to walk away and, your family or your parents are chasing you down the street while you're trying to walk away from them, say, "Get your tranny ass back in here, you transsexual," or whatever derogatory, or "you fucking fag," if they're doing that, I mean, for one, I'm going to be very concerned. My advice is, if it gets out of control like that, go find a police station or something. Like, even just walking around a police station or something, watch, their attitude will straighten out pretty quickly, because if they look like an ass in front of a police station, well, you can imagine what's going on. So try to always take a peaceful route, because that's really a good way to go about things, and that is usually the most helpful way to approach things, is in a peaceful manner. So, yeah. However, people are free to say what they want, and free to express what they want. And if they see you as a chick or as a dude or whatever gender you don't identify with, that is their right to express themselves in that way, to say, "Hey, I don't think you're this gender." And that is perfectly fine. The only reason it gets to the point where it's not fine is when they're harassing you and they're like not leaving you alone. They're like, basically doing something that no sensible person would do. I would give examples, but I think I would just be kind of rambling, and I'm trying to work on my ramblings, but I just ramble on and on and on. Don't question me. It's late. It's not really that late, but it's still late. Uh, so yeah, I hope I've made myself clear. on both sides of the position because, like I said, I really side on both sides very strongly. So, yeah, uh, have a good night, and hopefully I make sense, and thank you very much for listening to my perspective of the they them pronouns, and I hope y'all have a great night. Bye!